He was supposed to die immediately. In December 1916, a group of Russia's most powerful aristocrats invited Grigory Rasputin into a palace in Petrograd. They served him poisoned wine and poisoned cakes. He ate them all, nothing happened. So they shot him. He fell. And then he got back up. They shot him again and again. And when he finally went still, they wrapped his body in cloth and threw him into a frozen river. But even then, the story was not over. The real question is not how Rasputin died. The real question is, why did the most powerful people in the Russian Empire have to go that far? Why couldn't they simply remove him through politics, law, or influence? Why did it require poison, bullets, and a ritual-like execution? The official explanation was simple: mysticism, hypnosis, a holy man with strange powers. But Russia had seen dozens of such figures before. They came and went. Rasputin didn't. He stayed. And more than that, he moved into the center of imperial power. And the truth begins here, not with magic, but with fear, and one mother. Empress Alexandra Feodorovna lived in constant terror. Her son, the heir to the throne, suffered from hemophilia. Even a small injury could become fatal. Doctors could do nothing. And then Rasputin appeared, and something happened that no one could fully explain. When he was near the boy, the panic in the room seemed to fade. The frantic search for new doctors stopped. And somehow the bleeding slowed. For a mother watching her child suffer, this was not belief. It was survival. And in that moment, Rasputin became untouchable. Because he was no longer a man, he became hope. Tsar Nicholas II understood the danger. Reports kept arriving, scandals multiplied, pressure from the court increased. But he did nothing, because removing Rasputin meant confronting his wife directly. It meant telling a desperate mother that the only person helping her child might be a fraud. And that was a conversation he could not bring himself to have. So the empire froze, not because of enemies, but because of a family crisis at the very top of power. And Rasputin understood this perfectly. He was not naive. He read people, and he gave the empress exactly what she needed most: certainty, not proof, not logic, but the feeling that her son could still be saved. And the more that belief was reinforced, the deeper the dependence became. Every small improvement strengthened his position. He was no longer an advisor. He became a necessity. By 1916, Russia was already collapsing. War, political chaos, constant government turnover, a total loss of trust in leadership. The empire was losing control of itself. And in the middle of that collapse stood one man whose influence reached higher than ministers and generals: a Siberian peasant. And that is when they decided to kill him. The conspirators believed they were saving Russia. They were wrong, and worse, they were late. Rasputin was not the cause of the crisis. He was its symptom. He revealed something far deeper: a ruler who avoided decisions, a court that confused fear with faith, and a system that could no longer distinguish truth from illusion. He was murdered in December 1916. 3 months later, the Romanov dynasty collapsed, not because killing him fixed anything, but because the murder itself finished the job of exposing the throne. The conspirators had hoped to save the monarchy by removing its scandal. Instead, they showed the entire empire that the people closest to the Tsar no longer believed he could govern. That was the signal the public had been waiting for. And here is the paradox of history. They killed the man, but they could not kill the problem. Because the problem was never Rasputin. It was a system already losing contact with reality. That is why Rasputin was impossible to remove, not because he was powerful, but because too many people needed him to be real. And sometimes the most dangerous power in history is not force, it is necessity.